Have we lost the very essence of what actually makes us human? Because in the Renaissance, it was a period of time which was classified as the greatest time ever because of the profound thinking, ideas, concepts that influence us till today. And now we are in this situation wherein all we do is watch content. By the end of this video, you'll have a proven framework to come up with ideas that are original, which are completely different from anything else that this world has seen, and actually tap into your creative potential. So it is 6 a.m. I'm staring at a document. It's a very important document, and I've been staring at the document for 15 minutes right now. For 15 minutes, I'm giving my undivided attention to this document. The reason because the document was empty. It sounds very weird, but I was trying to write about something and my brain was just shut off. It wouldn't give me even a single word to write about, and for 15 minutes I'm staring at a document trying to understand what do I actually write. And at that moment I go back into the past, and I remember as a child I was a very creative person and people used to think that I would go into a very creative field. And right now I'm sitting at 6 a.m. and I'm not able to even think an original thought or idea. At that moment, I came to a conclusion and I noticed a pattern that you have actually gone through yourself. Every single person that is watching this video can agree about the fact that since 2020, time has flied away. And after 2020, our creative potentials have actually just died down. And it was at that very moment, as I was sitting there, I got this idea inside my head that being able to think originally is a superpower in today's world. And I came up with the system myself without actually watching any sort of videos about it. And with that system, my life, my business, my content has completely changed. The Renaissance was a time in which profound thinking was a common thing. Everybody used to think profoundly and creatively, and it was marked by great people who came up with great ideas. But why have we actually moved away from our creative spirit? Why have we become dumber? As humans, we have the ability to think extremely deeply, and that is a superpower we have. Yet, in this fast paced technological world, we do not even let our minds even a second to actually think. And the way you counteract this is to tap into your inner child, the inner version of you which was filled with creativity as a young person, as a young child. I'm sure you were extremely creative. You used to draw on the walls, on the floor, and stuff like that. What we essentially want to do is tap into that creative ability that we actually have, but that is completely buried and destroyed because of our addiction. To come up with ideas, you need to understand the science behind it, because our brain functions in a very interesting manner that it comes up with ideas, it remembers things by connecting dots. So if there are two concepts and you connect something, you learn something, you come up with something new. And that is how our brain actually learns. That is how neural pathways and neuroplasticity actually works. And there was a psychologist called as Benjamin Bloom who spent his entire life learning how to actually learn. And he came up with something called as the Bloom's taxonomy. It's a system of learning that every single person has to go through to actually master a topic. The first step is to remember. Remember the facts, remember every single piece of information regarding a certain topic. The second thing is to understand. Understand how these concepts work, understand how they play out in life. Third thing is to apply, to use this information and apply. The fourth thing is to analyze, to organize these ideas into one, to understand after application how it actually worked. The fifth thing is to evaluate, to understand and get critical information about this topic. And the sixth thing is to create, that is, you create something using this information. And if you follow through with every one of these 6 steps, you actually become a master and learn a certain topic. But all of this will become useless if you don't understand that creativity comes by the elapse of time. So the more time elapses between you, the more creative output that you can produce. And this is very important because we never prioritize our brain and never give our brain a chance to actually think. And that is a big problem. To tap into your creative potential, you don't need to read different books. You need to get yourself and let time elapse. So Friedrich Nietzsche came up with this duality of nature, and he explained that creative outputs are because of two types of you. So he said that one of is related to chaos, is related to destruction and randomness, and one is order. And he said that the balance between these two, order and chaos, in your own personality will actually reflect in your creative output. And so, how do you actually understand and how do you come up with ideas? Because theory and all is fine, but how do you actually come up with ideas? The first thing is to stop consuming videos and instead consume books. The reason why I say that is because ideas are personal interpretations of a given set data. So any sort of video you see is essentially like a video I'm making right now is my personal interpretation of a given value, of a given set of data. What you need to do to think originally is to not look at it from the other person's perspective, but instead look directly at the source. So if there is a book about productivity and I make a video about productivity, instead of watching my video, which is, something that I shouldn't talk about because it's basically I'm getting less views. But if you, instead of watching my video and understanding productivity through me, you literally understand productivity through the book. So what happens is that you're directly tapping into the source material instead of actually looking at it from a different person's perspective. The second thing is to write every day because this has been a game changer for me. So every single morning I make sure to write about some topic. The reason why I say write is because writing will help you to organize the thoughts that you have regarding that idea. It will help you to articulate better. It will help you to speak better. It will help you to put forth that point to others in a very proper manner. And the third thing is to just think. Just sit down every day and just think for some time. Let your brain go to different places. Let your brain think, be creative. Let time elapse. Just following these three steps will actually make you so much more productive. Scroll down and subscribe. Don't sacrifice your future self for the pleasure today. Peace.